The Black Civil Rights Movement, for all practical purposes, is dead. It had a brief resurgence in the 1960s, but reached a point of diminishing returns and declined soon after. Many of the rights gained during that movement were ultimately extended to other groups, women, immigrants, and other minorities who became more acceptable to mainstream society. After slavery, Black Americans were given paper freedom, rights that existed legally but were difficult to exercise in reality. For nearly a century, they pursued those rights through courts, schools, unions, and public institutions. In 1954, the Brown versus Board of Education decision was seen as a victory, but it also had long-term destructive effects on Black communities. As the movement grew, other groups attached themselves to Black civil rights efforts to advance their own agendas. At the same time, conservative political forces used government and media power to diminish the Black component of the movement. They diluted it, expanding it to include any group that could claim disadvantage, until the original purpose became unrecognizable. As a result, the unique problems facing Black Americans were distorted and made to appear no more important than those of other groups. Liberals also played a role. As resistance from white society grew, many shifted toward diversity and political correctness, moving away from policies focused specifically on Black Americans. This made Black issues less visible, while broadening benefits to newly defined minority groups. Internally, the movement had major weaknesses. Leadership focused heavily on integration, believing access to white institutions would lead to equality. But there was little focus on building independent economic power or controlling wealth and resources. There was no long-term national strategy, no clear plan for where Black America should go or how to get there. And there was no strong national network of institutions to train future leaders and sustain progress. At the same time, many Black organizations shifted to broader, more politically acceptable causes just to survive, losing focus on Black-specific needs. Major civil rights organizations declined in influence. Others disappeared entirely. Black leadership was systematically weakened. Some leaders were discredited, others were assassinated, and many movements were criminalized. Over time, leadership was removed, absorbed, or replaced. What remained was not a strong structure, but memories, symbols, and songs. The deeper structural issues were never solved. The result is still visible today. Black Americans inherited poverty and powerlessness, while the wealth created from Black labor built a strong and wealthy nation. And despite that contribution, there has been no serious national effort to create economic parity or fairness. The conclusion is direct. Progress requires more than integration. It requires a clear national plan, economic strategy, institutional power, and self-determination.